Stoicism is definitely not for everybody, but the great thing is that everyone can learn and master some of the techniques. Once you master some of these techniques, you'll notice a massive change in the way people perceive you. In fact, many might be more drawn to you, and women will finally see you as the man of their fantasies. Yes, Stoicism is something that differentiates weak-minded men from those who want to overcome challenges and take on the world. These men need to endure and be willing to suffer, playing the long game to ultimately win. So without wasting your time, let's look at 3 essential Stoic qualities that women find wildly attractive.
Fearlessforge.
Number 1, the ability to think logically. Now, you might have heard that women are emotional creatures, and you'd be correct, but even though they react to emotions, they want to know that men can endure these emotional issues. Women want to make sure that their man can overcome such emotional problems, and this is what Stoicism teaches you. If you look at Marcus Aurelius and some of his teachings, he heavily slides toward focusing on problems by yourself and making time to be quiet enough so that you can overcome some of these problems. This means that he takes responsibility for himself and leaves his family and the women around him to enjoy their lives. You see, women hate taking accountability, but it's something in life that no one can truly escape. Eventually, you'll need to take some accountability for the things that happen, and this might mean that you have to endure some suffering. Since women truly hate this aspect of living, they seek a partner to help them overcome these situations. The ability to think logically has died in the present time, and nowadays men are taught they need to be more in touch with their emotional side. The problem is that women are naturally born to do so, and it creates a clash between the two when everything comes down to it. To best show this, you can look at what happens when a problem pops up. If both react emotionally, the problem will never get solved, and both will continue to wallow in it and accuse other things. You might have heard the phrase that life is so unfair, which is an emotional response to things. By thinking more logically, you earn the right to control the environment around you, and you completely disregard the emotional aspect of it. Well, at least this is what happens in public. To establish a healthy boundary between the two, your meditative states and alone time will be used to overcome the emotional challenges that life presents. All of this boils down to the power a man has to endure and to solve problems, but problem solving only happens when you seek a logical solution. Women find this trait highly attractive in men since it lightens the burden on them, and they start seeing the person as being a true man that they can rely on. Yes, this isn't as flashy as driving a new Ferrari or having a mansion, but for many people on Earth, these aren't the immediate tools they have to impress. The ultimate goal might be to eventually reach such a stage, but until you do reach this stage, your mindset will be the only thing you have. So why not use it in the realm of attraction? You'll notice that men and women see you as more reliable, and people will want to be close to you because they know you are the voice of reason when things become a problem. Since this trait has significantly diminished in society over the last few decades, once again, becoming such a man will put you ahead of the rest. You can look at some of the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus to truly comprehend this and to make sure that you also deal with the emotional aspect. Don't neglect the emotional aspect, as this will lead to a myriad of psychological issues and put you at a much weaker stage in life. Once you master this, it will automatically give you access to the second most attractive trait of Stoic men. Number 2, the enigmatic figure. One thing everyone can agree on is what triggers women to be invested. You see, women love to have a mystery to solve, and if you give her all the answers on a silver platter, you don't leave her with anything to find out. In short, this will lead to intense boredom, and once this occurs early on in a relationship, it's as good as dead. Since Stoic people tend to keep their emotions to themselves and deal with things alone or by being quiet, no one truly knows what's going on inside their minds. Such a man will exude plenty of power to the world, but when he's asked how he does it, no one gets a clear answer. This is what makes people interesting, and women are very curious. If she doesn't have a way of reading you or understanding the power of who you are, she'll become obsessive in her attempts to try and figure it out. In fact, this is what makes it hard for the woman to let go, and she'll constantly need to deal with this air of mystery. By now, you've watched hundreds of influencer videos that try to help you get the woman of your dreams, but only a few of them tell you about being mysterious. The Sigma male is often used in such a reference, but ultimately the enigmatic figure is something that will create tons of attraction between you and the opposite gender. Once you exude Stoicism, she'll have invested so much time figuring you out that it creates a closeness, and this can often make them obsessive over a man. However, you should make sure that you're ready to deal with this, or it might backfire and it could be very frustrating for you to deal with. No one wants an ex-girlfriend throwing stones at his window through hate. In fact, we do preach that you should somehow tell women where you stand with them. Not only does it show you have respect, but it also keeps them dignified. Yes, it's important to understand that as good as this method is to make sure you get the woman of your dreams, it shouldn't be abused. You always want to be a man of dignity, and you want to make sure that women also feel dignified around you. Number 3, seeming like you don't give a fuck. Finally, everyone loves the Bruce Wayne character in the Batman films, who lives his life on his own terms and always seems as if he truly doesn't care what others think. Well, the Stoic nature teaches you to live life by your own rules and your terms. In fact, you should focus on living a life that brings you joy instead of those around you. This doesn't mean breaking the law, even though the bad boy is attractive, but rather means finding yourself in a position to do what you want when you want. You see, most people are bound by societal standards, and they need to follow specific rules bestowed upon them by those in charge. The Stoic, on the other hand, will create his own set of rules that fits into the goals he has set up for himself. This makes him seem like he lives the life that he wants to live in order to reach these goals. Women love this if they see it in a man, and she notices that life with this man won't be as monotonous as it would have been with someone living the standard life portrayed by society. This brings adventure and something new, exactly what women want to experience in life from a different perspective. The problem is that this level of life is earned, and you need to make sure that you push through all the boundaries efficiently if you want to reach this level. However, you'll be in the same sphere as many celebrities who can hop onto a jet and fly all over the world whenever they want. This is what breeds attraction in women, and the Stoic mentality teaches you how to achieve this. Yes, it might not be easy, and since it's something that will take time to achieve, the payoff at the end is definitely worth it. So how can you become more Stoic? It'll probably require another video to go deep into Stoicism, but on the surface, it all comes down to focusing on your mind and blocking out the noise from the world. You see, Stoic people are content in themselves, and while the world seeks distractions, they deal with things head on. Someone practicing Stoicism isn't a person without feelings, they've simply managed to deal with these feelings and protect themselves. This enables them to tap more into the logical side of the brain, which makes it possible for them to overcome the minute challenges that life throws their way. You see, Stoic people might take a while to embody the strength of the teachings, but at least they'll appear stronger than the average person from a mental point of view. This patience builds you into the person you need to become in order to implement these traits. One reason you'll quickly learn for the success of Stoic individuals is their ability to remain patient. Once you start implementing rational thought and not allowing yourself to be overwhelmed by your emotions, you'll notice that you actually control the world around you more efficiently. By controlling the world, you can control the emotional reactions of others, and this is where people become manipulative. By doing so positively, you ultimately become attractive. But Stoicism runs deep, and if you're only looking for the benefits without enduring some of the hardships, you'll ultimately fail. You should subscribe to our channel as we explore various topics in this avenue to help you navigate the labyrinth that is dating. Until next time.